Hey guys, and welcome to Mal the Math Pal, where we break down math into bite-sized pieces. Okay, so today we're talking about how to divide a whole number by a fraction. Let's go. So we're going to start off by looking at an example. Let's start off with doing 4 divided by 1/2. I have my whole number divided by my fraction. So method number 1, we are going to do what they call keep, change, flip. Okay. So with keep, change, flip, that means I'm going to keep my first number, which is 4. I'm going to change division to multiplication. And then I'm going to flip the last fraction or multiply by the reciprocal, 2/1. So this changes my problem into 4 times 2, which gives me 8. All right, that is for method number 1. Now let's run it back with a different method. Okay, so for method number 2, I'm going to use a visual to see if this helps us a little bit more understand what we're actually doing. So I'm going to have 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'm going to split each block into 2 pieces since my denominator of the fraction is 2. All right. Now, each piece is a whole. So how many new wholes do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So therefore, my answer is 8 new total pieces. All right. So I'm going to give you guys 3 problems to try on your own. Use either method you want. Either keep, change, flip, or physically write out your blocks and divide them up into pieces. All right, so here are your 3 problems. 2 divided by 1/6. 3 divided by 1/3. And 5 divided by 1/4. Pause this video, take about 3 minutes to see if you can solve these on your own. And welcome back. Let's go ahead and go through these 3 problems. All right. So for these, I'm going to use the keep, change, flip method. I'm going to keep my first number, change it from division to multiplication, and then flip my second fraction. This gives me 2 times 6, which equals 12. Next, for number 2, I'm going to keep the first number, 3, change it from division to multiplication, and then flip my next fraction, which gives me 3 times 3. And I get 9. For my last one, I'm going to keep my first number, which is 5, change it from division to multiplication, and then I'm going to flip my last fraction. So that gives me 4/1. 5 times 4 will give me my final answer of 20. All right, check your answers, see if there's anything that you missed. All right, let's go into phase number 2. Okay, for phase number 2, we are still going to be dividing a whole number by a fraction. But now I'm going to have my first example problem, I'm going to do 6 divided by 2 over 3. Notice that these are different because my numerator is not 1, like in the first problems. So, of course, I'm going to use both methods again. Pick whichever one you like the best and roll with it. So, starting with method number 1. I'm going to keep, change, flip. I'm going to keep my first number, which is 6, change from division to multiplication, and then flip the fraction. So this gives me 3 over 2. Okay. So if you're a person who likes both numbers to be fractions, you can easily do that. It'll be 6 over 1 times 3 over 2 to keep everything nice and neat. I'm going to multiply straight across on my numerator. 6 times 3 gives me 18. Divided by 2 times 1 gives me 2. I now still have to simplify. 18 divided by 2 equals 9. 9 is my final answer. Okay. Now let's run it back, but with method number 2. Okay. This method is a little different for this one, so make sure you're paying attention. So I'm going to start off with my blocks. I know I have 6 total blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Because my denominator is 3 on the second fraction, I'm going to break each block into 3 pieces. Okay. Now I'm going to shade. For every 2 blocks I shade, I'm going to switch colors. So I go 1, 2. That is now a hole. And I'm going to switch colors. 1, 2. That is another hole. And I'm going to switch again. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. So now I'm going to go through and count up my different holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Therefore, 6 divided by 2/3 equals 9. Okay. To run back everything I just said for method number 2, I started off with having 6 total blocks. I divided each block into 3 pieces. Then for every 2 new pieces, that created a hole. I had a total of 9 holes now. Okay. Let's try one more problem together using this new method. Okay. Every problem is not going to end up being a nice, neat number. So let's look at what happens when it doesn't. Let's actually switch back to method number 1, since that is usually the more popular method. Okay. For my next example problem, I'm going to be doing 7 divided by 2/3. All right. Method number 1, keep, change, flip. So I'm going to keep my 7. All right, good job. I'm going to change from division to multiplication. And then I'm going to flip that second fraction, 3/2. Okay. Please know that 3/2 is the reciprocal of 2/3 if you want the mathematical term for flipping it. All right. So I have 7/1 times 3/2. Multiply straight across. My numerator, I have 7 times 3, which gives me 21. On the denominator, I have 1 times 2, which gives me 2. For my answer, I can leave it as 21/2 if you are allowed to leave your answers in improper fractions. Or as a mixed number, it will be 10 and 1/2. Okay. Of course, we're going to do this again using method number 2. All right. Method number 2. Okay, so how many total blocks am I starting out with? Hopefully you said 7. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. Got a little tight there on the end. Okay, so of those 7 blocks, I am now going to divide them up into how many pieces each? Hopefully you said 3 because my denominator of the second fraction is 3. Okay. Now, when I go through and shade, I'm going to change colors after how many blocks? I'm going to change colors after every 2 blocks because my numerator is 2. Okay. So 1, 2, that is now a new whole. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And what do we notice? I still have 1 left on the end that I could not shade because it is not a whole. All right. So let's go through and count up how many holes we have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I have that 1 piece left. So I have 10 holes. And then I have that 1 out of how many blocks were we shading together at a time? We were shading 2 at a time. So my answer is 10 and 1/2. Or if I wanted to change it to an improper fraction, I would still get 21/2 as my answer. Okay. So hopefully that has been helpful. All right. I'm going to leave you guys with 3 problems. Actually, yeah, I'll leave you guys with 3 problems to try on your own. All right. Remember, you can use either method that you would like to use. First one, I'm going to do 8 divided by 5/6. Second one, I'm going to do 15 divided by 5/3. And for my last one, I'm going to do 3 divided by 3/4. Okay. Just like before, pause this video, take your time, pick whichever method makes more sense to you, and try it for yourself. Don't worry, I'll wait. All right, so hopefully you actually tried them on your own. I'm just going to go through using keep, change, flip and show you the correct answer. So I'm going to keep, change, flip. This gives me 48/5. Or as an improper fraction, it would be 9 3/5. Okay. For the next one, I'm going to keep my 15, change it from division to multiplication, and flip my fraction. This gives me 15/1 times 3/5. If I multiply straight across, I get 45/5, and I get 9 as my final answer for the second one. For the last one, I keep 3, change it from division to multiplication, and then I'm going to flip my next fraction. So I get 3/1 times 4/3, multiply straight across. I get 12/3. Simplify, 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. Okay. If you did it using the second method, you should still get the exact same answer as well. All right. So this concludes our lesson for today on dividing a whole number into a fraction. Remember to like, subscribe, share with your friends. We will be posting a new video every single week. If there are other topics that you want covered, please drop them in the comment section below. Bye, guys.